everyone, this is Tammy at Snowstorm Crafts, and welcome. So what I want to do today with you guys is make this fun little mini pillow journal project here. So let's see if that will come in and focus. There we go. And these are so fun. They're inspired by Teesa Moore, and I'll make sure to put her link down below so you guys come check her out. She hasn't done a video for a little bit. I think it's been like 14 years or so. But I'll make sure to put it down below so you guys can come check it out. They're really fun. She's so inspiring the way she makes her journals and stuff. Okay, so there's that one, and then there's this one. They're not coming in that good. I'll show you guys again over at the table, but these are really fun to make. So get out your slow stitching and let's meet over at the table. So what I have here is I'm using Sue Spargo threads. You can see my mom sent me a bunch of these, and if you guys watch my channel, my mom's a quilter and she sends me all kinds of stuff. She's in Alaska and I'm in Oregon, and she goes through her craft room and stuff and sends me some fun things that she hasn't used for a while. So I got Sue Spargo threads, which are really fun. I mean, you could just see they're just really cool, and different ones down here. So I'm going to use, I think I have this one threaded up right now. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use. So it's just a little bit thicker threads. And I have some cotton fabric that I got from a tablecloth, and I went ahead and dyed it. I just did it with my Rit dye the other day. So I did Rit dye. It's just a liquid concentrate dye that you could put on fabrics and stuff. Works great. So I just did like a tie-dye effect on them just for fun. And the other day I did a video with you guys showing you how I use my Rit dye and then tea-dyed some fabrics too. So I'll make sure to put that on the end screen so you guys come check it out. So we're going to play around with some of this fabrics today. Okay. Oh, and here, I'll give you guys a closer look here. Or a better look. For some reason the light was shining from my window and you couldn't see. So this is just the little journal we're going to do. Just a fun little stitch journal. There's the back of it. And added a little dangle. There's one little version of it, and then this one. I did some frays, and I'll show you guys how I do that for the spine. And then I did a little pocket on this one. These are just fun little stitch journals, and I'm thinking I'm going to have these in my Etsy shop, and I'm going to post, when I put them in, I'll do them individually. So these will just be fun little things that you can come purchase if you want. Or even come favor my shop. That helps me out a lot. Just come hit the heart button, and it really does support me. I love it. You guys are super supportive. Okay, so I got those, and then I have some fun just dyed fabrics here. So I got this with some Rit dye on it, some coffee dyed. So this is cotton. This is linen that I coffee dyed. It was like a linen skirt, and then some more cotton. Okay. So I think it's a mixture of coffee dyed and tea dyed. You know, either or, I'm not sure. Okay, so those are going to be the pages. These are going to be the front and the back covers. And I got my threads and my needles, and I think we're ready. And then I just have a bunch of just fun little decorative stuff that we can add. That my mother-in-law actually got me some stuff from Wish, or no, Temu. It was Temu, not Wish. And she got me some of this, some of the butterflies and trinkets. And some more buttons here. And that's what it looks like on the front. So these are just like mandala looking little wood buttons. And then I have just some buttons here, or beads. So just some fun little things that you want to add to them. All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to start off with the cover. Okay, so what I did on this one is I layered them up like that. So I just took my strips and I cut them So what you're going to want to do, especially if you're going to want, if you're going to do the fold down effect like that on the front of it, is you're going to make sure to leave about, I don't know, a little bigger than, let's do maybe a half inch. I would do a half inch around. Okay, so I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to take it, cut that one. Let's do a little bit of each here. So these are really fun to play with. I mean, they just turned out really cool. We're going to cut that one to size. Let's do the coffee one here. We'll cut this one to size. And nothing I do is perfect here, because it is slow stitch, and that is the point, is just to kind of just see what happens, and it's all about just more relaxation and stuff to it, which I totally agree with. So I'm going to stack these on top of each other, and I don't know if I told you guys the measurements. This is 4.5 tall by, or you know what did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4.5 tall by 4 wide. Okay, that's roughly the measurements there. So I'm going to take these, stitch them together. See, I just kind of stacked them on top of each other and did a running stitch around it. So take 2 little panels here. I'm just overlapping about 1/4 of an inch. And all this just adds a decorative feel to it here. Or, I mean, a decorative look to it, I guess. So you can just go like this. A running stitch across. These are just fun to make. I mean, you could sit, in front of your TV, watch your favorite program, and just do some fun slow stitching. And I think these are going to be great little stitch journals. That. You know what? We could just do a back stitch too. Pop it in a couple times here. And then it's not going to go anywhere because we're going to sew it all down. Okay, so there's one. The other one. And if you guys don't want to sew, like, these little pieces together, you can always just do a piece, a solid piece in the middle. That's what I did here on this one. But I'm just showing you guys this. I don't like how that turned like that, so just because we want to catch all the edges when we sew this. So if you look at that kind of stuff and just see it, just because that was a little too curved, and I want to make sure just this part it had a little curve to it. And I want to make sure that it catches when we sew it together. Okay, so I'm overlapping about 1/4 of an inch and doing the same thing. Okay, so we have our panel on the front here. And what I'm going to do, but you guys can hand stitch all the way around if you want. So I'm going to go to my sewing machine and I'm going to do a back stitch right here. I'm going to sew all the way around, like a 1/4 inch seam allowance, all the way around, and I'm going to back stitch right here and I'm going to make a little pocket. Okay, so I'm going to go do that and I'll be right back. All right, so what I have is a little pocket now. Okay, a little pocket. And here is some stuffing. So you just take a little bit of whatever stuffing you have. You just kind of spread it out a little. You don't want these thick. You don't want them, super thick. You just want them to be little mini pillows here. So fun. Take it. Push it down in there. Push it down to the bottom there. Just put a little bit more. And you can just pull it around and spread it out. Because you don't want it tight. You can even take like a skewer or chopstick or something here. Loosely push it into the corners. Tension down here so it doesn't come out of the corners, and then just tug in a little bit. You just want it just loosely in there. We can maybe put a little bit more. That's why Teesa, that's why she calls them pillows, because you stuff them. So I was just calling mine mini little pillows here. They're so much fun. Now you can either just stitch along here with your needle and thread if you want, but I'm going to go to my sewing machine and sew this part down. Okay, I will be right back. Okay, so now I got it all sewn around. It's not going nowhere. And I'm going to take my thread and fold these over. So just like this, how it's all folded. And then this is when you can start slow stitching around. Now, if you don't want the frayed edge on there sticking out, you can do the double fold. You can fold it and then fold it again, and then you don't have any frayed. But I really like the frayed look. I think it gives it a lot of character. That's my take on it here. So now you can either do just a running stitch all the way across, or you could do just a whip stitch. And that's what I did, whip stitches on there. And just whip stitch around. Around, and then I'll show you right here what we do at the corner. Okay, and I'm making sure, I mean, if you go through a little bit, it's not that big a deal, but I'm just trying to keep it mainly on the front here. And then you just take it and just fold your corner over. And then up here, I did the sides first and then the top. So, I mean, and then the side, so it doesn't really matter how you fold it. So this is just where the character comes in, however you want to do it. But I really love the frayed look. And then you just keep going. I'm just trying to just take a pinch off the front here, just a little bit. And if I go through to the back, it's really not that big a deal because we're going to do all kinds of sewing throughout. That's pretty much the gist of it here. Pinching a little off the front and then going through there and then wrapping it around. So I went ahead and got that done. I just sewed it all down just like that. And now I'm going to leave this one long because I want to do something fun with that little tail hanging off. I'm going to leave that like that. And now what I'm going to do is the same thing to this little piece here. It's just a 1/2 inch around, roughly. Put it right on that crease. And then keep your threads. These are great to decorate and stuff with. Like I did some threads back behind here. So these are always nice to keep. I just have a little jar over there. Little coffee cup that I keep it in. Okay. About 1/2 inch, give or take. Slow stitching is supposed to be fun, so we don't have to really think too much about it. See what happens here. This with it. And I'm going to go to my sewing machine and sew all the way around, make a pocket. And I'm going to stuff it and then sew the top of it. Okay, and then I will be back. So I went ahead and sewed, stuffed the little pocket, and then did sewing on top here. So I just did that all the way around, just like we did this one. And I'm going to leave the frayed edges just like this. I'm not going to do the fold over on this part. That's what I did here. I just thought that was kind of fun. It just gave it a little character for the back part of the journal. So I'm going to do the same thing for that. And you can cut this down if you don't want it so big. You do that. So what we do now is go ahead and just start stitching and adding all our fun decorative stuff to it. So like this one, I just did a spiral and stitched right through, just like that. So however, and then I added some just fun little decorative stuffs on it. I got these little gems, which are great to do. The little button, butterfly button, trinkets, and then I just added some beads for the dangle here. And I'll show you guys how I did this. Let's go ahead and just start stitching. So go ahead, I'm going to do that in a time lapse. I'm just going to go through and just do some stitching around and these how I want them, and we'll go from there. Okay, I wanted to show you guys here that it is really fun just to sew through these pillows. I mean, it's just kind of a really neat feeling to it, but you can see I'm just sporadically just sewing all around, no real rhyme or reason, just doing some fun stitch. And let's see, let's go ahead ahead and add some fun decorative things to it here. I like that one. And then this is when your threads can come in handy. So you can just go through, see what you got. This gives a little whimsical feel to it. And then pop your button down. Just sew that on. So go through a couple times. Okay. A little snip. So there we go. So you could just do all kinds of decorative things that you want to do on the front. I mean, add some little gems and stuff and different things like that, but isn't that fun? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and just do the same thing to this one. And the fun thing about this one is you could do some decorative stitches on the outside and stuff too, which I might do that. All right, so I went ahead and got that done. I think that turned out really cool. I just did circles. Okay. Now what I'm doing is just adding a charm to the hanging off the button here. So I just went through with my needle and then tied it off in the back, and I'm going to do the same here. So I just wanted to show you guys. So I'm just pulling it through. Actually, I think it's kind of fun just to let it hang coming out of the button like that. So you can just do all kinds of whimsical little things that you want to decorate. Just get out all your little fun little trinkets and buttons and different things like that. So I'm just doing a back stitch to tie it off here. It's not going nowhere. Okay. So there we go. So I think that's a cute little cover. And I kind of like the back like this. Like I said, though, you could do, you know, maybe some French knots going all the way around would look kind of cool and different things like that. But keep this side with nothing on it because I'm going to show you guys how to do this for the spine. So let's go ahead. Let's see, how did I do this one? So I put that on the inside and then on the outside. So you could do it however you want. Like this could be the inside, and then you can have that for the outside, because that's what I did here. So it can go either or. And then this one I did the other side on the inside, not on the outside. So I think I'm going to do it like this. I'm keeping the long thread here because I want to do a little dangler off of it. Okay. So I'm just lining up the pillow to pillow. Okay, just like that. And I will get my thread. I'm going to go ahead and use a whip stitch to put it together. So make sure that's out of the way. If this gets too thick for you, you can use a thimble for sure. Put my thread there. So get it started. And I'm just grabbing a piece from back here and popping it through the front. So just like that. And you can go as deep as you want with it. A little fiddly because I'm trying not to pin that down. Okay. So I'm just making sure to grab it here and then going through the front here. Just like that. I got threads all over the place. There, I'll just hold that in my hand. That will be easier. So just pop it, I'm grabbing a piece from back here and then popping it through the front. Just like that. Just joining them together. And I'm keeping this out because we'll make a cute little spine with it. Whoops. Need to bump everybody. So we'll pop it through. These are just so much fun just to sit and, I mean, your imagination can just go wild. You can do as much as you want. I mean, you can have your dyed fabrics like this and then, even dye your threads and stuff. The video I'm going to show you guys at the end, showing you how I dye the fabrics and all that. It shows you how I do some variegated threads, how I make variegated thread. And, I mean, you could just go to town here and just have all kinds of stuff that you hand dye and make and then add fun little whimsical things to it and just make these your own. They're fun little mini pillow journals here. Okay, and I'm pulling it if I get it too tight. So I'm just making sure it's lined up. Getting to the end here. Okay. Like that. And then we can just go through a couple times. Now, what I really like is I like the threads kind of hanging out and stuff like that. But if you don't, just cut them close. That one's a little out there. But, just for now, why not? I'll cut it long because you never know. I might put a little dangler off there or something later on. Okay, so there we go. And you can take it and go like this. We'll get ourselves a little journal. This is super fun. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add our signature. And what I just made sure was just a little bit smaller than our cover here. Or you could do them however you want. I mean, like this one sticks out, which I think looks great. So those are fun. And I showed you guys what I had, so I just got 3 here. I'm gonna stack them up. Okay. And I'm just gonna do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So I'm just holding it with my hand. I'm gonna go through the middle, through, just like that. leave a little bit, pop it through the top, just go through your pages. Then go all the way down to the bottom. And I'm just going through. Okay, and then just go back through the middle here. It's gonna go right on there. Okay, and just make sure that these are underneath the middle string. Pull it snug but not too tight, and give it a double tie here. So I'm just gonna double knot it. You can triple knot it if you want to. And there we go. So now we got our pages in there. This is just so fun to play with. So these are great little stitch pages that you can just add some fun little slow stitch to. So you got 12 pages front and back, which I think is perfect because you can get a lot of little projects in there like that. Okay, now I want to show you guys, let's put our dangle on, and I'll show you guys how I did the spine here. So what I have, I just have my little beads. I'm just going to grab a couple. And you can just pop them through. And just sew this through the top. A little dangly dangler. And we just tie it off. So easy as that. Okay. And then with this one, I just kept it long and then just went like that and made it kind of wispy at the top. So that's something you can do. And then on this one, I went ahead and tied just some other fabrics. That. Like I could take this, do a little snip and rip. And you can just tie this on here. And have a little dangler. So there we go. Okay, now for the spine, what I did is I just snipped just like that, about a 1/4 inch apart and 1/8 of an inch from the journal, and just snip all the way down. Just like that, and then you can just pull it, ruffle it up, and there we go. So we have ourselves a mini pillow journal, and that's what I'm going to call them. And I will make sure to get these into my Etsy shop, and you guys can come check them out. And you guys could do a closure if you want on them, but I think they're great like that. I don't really think they really need one, because they kind of just stay just like you want them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it informational. And if you could please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you guys can see my next video when I post it. Like, comment, and share, and let's grow together. And keep on crafting.